Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Nanya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll start talking something very vital, and before we get into this video, I am going to say a very big shout out to this young man who brought so many things to light, And first of all, he started by saying that he was warned about Black people, not to get close to Black people, not to do anything with Black people because Black people are violent, right? And eventually he ended up settling in Black community, Black neighborhood, and had Black friends, and he found out that everything was all lie. Black people treated him way better than his own people, right? And he said that has always been that the white people are the good people, why Black people are not good people, right? And he went further to say that why is it that Black people always have to prove their humanity to every other person, every other people? White people do not get to do that, because when you see a white person, because the media has, the narrative is that everything white is great, everything Black is ugly and horrible. You know how it is. And that the media has been pushing this. The media always try to push the bad side of people. Why? Especially Black people. They push the wrong side out. Why? The good side of white people, they reserve it, that is what they also show, but show the Black side of Black people. And he also went further to say that the victor gets to write our history, and they have even made it in a way that some, like the minority groups, also look at Black people with white supremacists. Stay with the screen. I'm just going to roll this. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Straight up, let me roll.
Black people, we think of stereotypes. They're loud and things of that nature, right? I did a video that went viral that's called Racist Mexicans. And more or less what I described there was that when I first arrived to this country from Mexico, I was warned about Black people and be careful with them. They're problematic. They're going to get you into trouble. They're violent and things of that nature. All the negative things that are attached to the stereotypes. What I also said in that video was when I was settling in this country and moving into a Black neighborhood, the first thing that I noticed was that Black people were embracing me more than my own people. So as I was getting together with Black people and felt so welcome, I began to question the stereotypes and what I was warned about. And so for many years of my life, Black people, they're good. Whatever you guys are saying, it's not true because they welcome me. They'll always receive me with open arms. But you see, I've been wrong in chanting that song. In a way, it's actually been damaging, because what if Black people never welcome me? Would that prove then the stereotypes right? You see, the interesting part here is that by default, Black people are the bad guy. White people are the good guys. Why, when I came to this country, I was warned about Black people, but not white people? When history has taught us that white people came from Europe and pretty much destroyed us as much as possible, and have been colonized, ethnically cleansed, and pretty much stripped from our languages and everything we are by white people. You would think, based on history, based on our current systemic efforts, you would think that arriving to this country would be warned about white people. Hey, be careful. They pass racist laws. You get pulled over for your complexion. Things of that nature. But no. So the real question is, what seems to be the problem? A good example of that is as I'm walking on the street and I see a Black or a brown man coming my way. Our reaction collectively is, what the F you looking at? But then when a white man is coming our way, we move to the side. It's like, excuse me, sir. So we are looking at ourselves, at each other, with the eyes of the people that have colonized us. You said that Black people tend to be naturally more welcoming, more accepting, and it's true. I agree. I grew up in Black neighborhoods, so it allowed me to discover that. But see, that's also problematic, because what if I never grew up in Black neighborhoods? Why do Black people have to, in a way, prove their humanity, have to convince us of their humanity, but white people never have to? So if I grew up, let's just say, in a Mexican neighborhood only, beauty. So from a distance, I'm thinking, oh, I ain't trying to go to that black neighborhood because black folks are violent. But it's okay if I go to that white neighborhood because white people are not violent. So you see, by default, white folks get their humanity. Black people do not. So you said something very important too. Who's been controlling the macro media and who still controls it? What is the standard of beauty? The white standard of beauty. So everything that is white has been right. We are so behind, so many decades behind in regards to who's been controlling the macro media, the mass media. Whoever has been controlling how we see the world, the images and the messages, subliminal messages. But also, one of the best things you said that I completely agree and it plays the biggest part is the victor gets to write our history. And so we've been depicted as the bad guys. And the conqueror, the colonizer, the slaver has depicted himself as the good guy. And unfortunately, due to indoctrination and white supremacist ideologies that have been forced onto us and we've adopted and unfortunately practiced, we have been treating and viewing each other with the eyes of the white supremacist white man. When we think a lot of black people in the Dominican Republic say things like, yo no soy negro, soy dominicano. Why are black people in the Dominican Republic trying so hard not to be black and or acknowledge their African ancestry? And rather than saying, yes, I'm black, I'm African descent, they'll say, I'm not black, I'm Hispanic. And sure, technically, because they speak Spanish, they are Hispanic, sure. But speaking the language of the Spaniards that took away everything you are, your culture, your ethnic identity, and your language, and then replace it with theirs, that doesn't make you them. But in this case, African descending people in the Dominican Republic are denying the fact that they descend from somewhere in Africa, more than likely Nigeria, and completely denying the descent and saying, I'm not black, I'm Hispanic. There is such a shame in being black. And what I've come to understand is that when I was a little kid, every single time that I turned on the TV and they showed anything in regards to Africa, it would show all the hungry little kids with the little bubble stomachs digging in the trash and all types of poverty, the most degrading and inferior conditions that people can be depicted as is all I ever saw anytime something about Africa was depicted on television. There was a rapper who did an interview and said, I'm so thankful for slavery because if not for Europeans going over to Africa and bringing us to America, I'd still be an African booty scratcher right now. So you see, that is very sad and obviously so much internal hatred. But the real question is it their fault? The macro media pushes this narrative and agenda that the standard of beauty is white and everything about the African, what we were taught in American TV, is inferior, and everything that was been taught about the white folk is superior, elegant, royalty, right? Then you realize that dark skin and or black is associated with poverty and inferiority. So then when Dominicans say, I'm not black, it's like saying, no, I'm not poor, I'm not inferior, I'm Hispanic, I'm superior. This is internalized racism, absolutely. But if you do some research, you realize it makes sense why we're like this. Why we don't want to associate ourselves with what we've been indoctrinated to believe is poor, inferior, and everything negative. We want to associate ourselves with everything that is beautiful, superior, and class. A lot of black.
You said this, I give it up to this man. I mean, he is so smart. Let me start by saying that, the media and they have been lying. I mean, they have lied so much about you people. I mean, about my brothers, because that's what you all are. They have lied so much about you people, and they continue to lie. Why? Because they really pretty much want us to be on their side. And one of the best things that happened to me is getting into African American history, because sometimes you are like shallow-minded because you really do not know a lot, and getting to know about African American history has really opened my mind about so many things, about all the lies, all the fat lies they told us about my people. Some who believed, some we asked questions and they kept lying. And the truth is that I will never and ever stop spreading it. I mean, people really need to know. People have to know what they have been doing, the lies they have been telling against my own people. You can imagine turning people against their own people, because that's what it is. And for how long do they want to do this? I mean, the game is already over for them, and they sure know that it is over. I mean, a lot of people are waking up. We are woke big time, because we see them. We know what they are up to. We know what they have been doing. And for that reason, they are kind of scared. Like, you know, the story we've been selling to them that they bought, they are no longer buying it. Man, we know you all already, and we ain't buying anything anymore. Where are we? We are on our brothers and sisters' side, and that is how it is till end of time. You can say whatever you want to say to the media, to everybody. We know the truth. And I am happy and glad that we know the truth, because that is the end. It is only when you know the truth that you know who you are dealing with. So we know already, and we know the people we're dealing with. You all want to make my people look bad in my own side when you all are the bad people. No, bro, it doesn't work that way. I stand with my people till whenever. This is where I am going to draw the curtain. Thank you so much for all the love and support. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.